All right, new at 5 o'clock, 2 Chicago police officers shot in the line of duty.
The officers were executing a search warrant in the West Englewood neighborhood when those shots were fired. CBS 2's Mike Puccinelli is live at Christ Hospital with some good news there. Mike?
Yes, there is some good news here. The officers walked out of this hospital about 1 hour ago after being treated and released. Now, this all happened last night at about 12:20. That's when officers attempted to execute a search warrant regarding guns at the home of a known gang member in the 7700 block of South Damen. Now, teams were stationed at both the front and back of the house. As one team attempted to enter the back door, police say officers were shot at from the inside. A 41-year-old 7-year veteran officer was shot in the arm. A 38-year-old 6-year veteran was shot in the arm and leg. Both men were transported to Christ Hospital by fellow officers. Despite the fact that his officers were shot, Superintendent Jody Wee says police showed considerable restraint.
Consider the complete disregard of safety by these criminals. They fired at our officers from behind a closed door with elderly residents inside the home. And I would really like to compliment our officers on their fire discipline. No one fired into the home after being fired upon, and that is a true.
Now, after the officers were shot, hostage teams did respond to the home. They took 2 male offenders into custody. They also confiscated an SKS assault rifle and several handguns. As for the officers, they were transported by fellow officers here to the hospital. The good news is, at about 4 o'clock this morning, they walked out of the hospital. They walked out unassisted, escorted by fellow officers to their homes. Steve?
All right, Mike Puccinelli live in the Englewood neighborhood, and that is good news. And what you did have was you had veteran officers out there who did show restraint, and that is important.
And you were out there as well.
Yeah, we actually was, as you know, it's been a long and violent summer in the city, and it was just 5 days ago that Superintendent Weiss met with gang members, and while it was not connected in any way, he did say at the time that violence of this sort would be met with a great show of force. And tonight, as we said, we traveled to the scene, saw exactly what they meant. A massive police presence, including SWAT teams, as we said. In fact, one commander remarked, there are more cops here than citizens. And to be sure, that is comforting to the folks that live in that neighborhood,
Absolutely.
even if it was simply to back 2 of their own. And actually, the superintendent did say it was a gangbanger, so perhaps it was tied in somewhat to that talk 5 days ago.
They certainly have a difficult job. 3 Chicago police officers have been shot to death in the line of duty so far this year. Officer Thomas Wortham was killed on May 20th when several men tried to steal his motorcycle. Officer Thor Soderberg was shot to death July 7th. And Officer Michael Bailey was just weeks away from his retirement when he was killed July 18th.